All right, so we're talking about distance, rate, and time problems today. Okay, some of them are very simple. Some of them are a little bit more complicated. Okay. Okay, but we need to know the formula. Okay, the formulas are these. There's 3 different formulas. You'll need to know these 3 formulas. Okay, you don't necessarily have to have them memorized, but you need to understand and know what they are. Okay, now let me get to the formulas. We'll talk about that in a second. First formula is distance equals speed times time. Okay, and let me give you an example of that. Let's say we go 60 miles per hour and we travel for 4 hours. How much distance did we cover? Jesse, if I go 60 miles per hour and I traveled for 4 hours, how much distance did I cover? 2040. Okay, thank you. 240 miles. Okay, we took the speed, which is 60 miles per hour. We took the time, which is 4 hours, and we multiplied the 2 together. Okay, so that's the first formula and how you use it. Okay, the second formula is if we're trying to find speed. Okay, speed would be equal to distance over time. Okay, another way to put that is this way. Speed equals distance divided by time. That's the other way that you can look at it. Because that's what distance over time means. It means to divide. The third formula is if we're trying to find time. Time is equal to distance over speed, or time is equal to distance divided by speed. Okay, so those are the 3 formulas that you're going to need to know for this section. All right, now, sometimes, and this is the way I do it, in most of your other books, speed is going to be noted as rate. Okay? A lot of times they'll refer to it as rate of speed, but most of the time, the formula that you're going to see in the future will be D is equal to RT. Distance is equal to rate times time. Okay? That's how they're going to basically say it 7th grade on. Okay? Your book here uses the word speed. But understand that speed is the same thing as rate. Okay? So I could replace anywhere where it says speed with the word rate, and that's going to give me the same thing. Okay, and it will, like I said, it will next year in your 7th grade book, algebra book, 8th grade, pre-algebra book, it's all going to say, it's going to use the word rate instead of speed. Okay, but realistically it means the same thing. So, I say that because a lot of times I'll say the rate. I'll say the rate was 50 miles per hour. So understand, when I say the word rate, I'm talking about speed as well. Okay? Now, let's look at one where we're trying to find the distance. Okay? We sort of looked at one already, but let's look at one that's actually from the work. All right? And the way they're going to set your problems up tonight is they're going to set them up like this. They're going to say, okay, my speed is equal to 300 miles per hour. Okay? My D is equal to a box, and my time is equal to 6 hours. I am. I'm just looking at the book. Okay, so that's how they're going to set up your problem. That's actually, I think, problem number 2, if I remember right. Yeah, problem number 2. So, how we're going to find our answer is we're going to use the proper formula, and we're going to plug in the information that was given. Okay, so when you're trying to find distance, what's the formula that we use, Jesse? Right. We're going to take speed and multiply it by time. Okay? So, distance, so our abbreviation of the formula is that right there. Distance equals S times T, or ST. Okay? Now, if we plug in the information that we were given, distance is equal to the speed of 300 and the hours of time. So, 300 times 6. Okay, and so distance obviously is measured in miles, feet, yards, inches, things of that nature. Distance, how much distance did we cover? Owen? Yeah. Brandon? Yes, we've traveled 1,800 miles. And you must have the correct label. Label your answers. Okay? Label your answers. So we traveled 1,800 miles. Yes, Jesse?
What kind of car were they using?
Oh, you're talking airplane there. Yeah, you're not talking car. Especially not a car on a road that has, a highway or anything, because, even like in Germany on the Autobahn, they're, people are still limited to whatever their car would go, and it's, people travel at 100 miles an hour on it, but not obviously going to travel at 300 miles per hour. Okay? All right, now, let's look at another problem. So 1,800 miles is the answer to number 2. All right, let's look at another one. We will look at speed equals 20 miles per hour. Distance equals 2 miles. And time is equal to blank. Okay? So, what is the formula to find time? What? Okay, so time is equal to distance divided by speed. Okay? Distance divided by speed, not speed divided by distance. So it's not 10.
What? Why not?
Well, because you have to plug in the 20 for speed. So it's T equals 2 over 20. 2 over 20 means that right there. Okay? So it's not 10. Okay? But what is 2 over 20 as a fraction? What can I reduce 2 over 20 to? 1/10. So time is equal to 1/10 of an hour. Okay? Well, what is 1/10 of an hour? No, 1/10. No, what is 1/10 of an hour? Treston? 6? Huh? 6 what? There, yeah, 6 minutes. So time is equal to 6 minutes. In other words, I go 20 miles in 1 hour. So they want to know if I go 20 miles, if we set that up, here's 0, and here's 20 miles. And I went 1 hour. Well, they want to know how far I go in 2 miles, or how long it took me to go 2 miles. Well, obviously, 2 miles is less than 20, so I backed it back up and out. I backed up. It didn't take me an hour. Okay, it took me less than an hour to go 2 miles. Okay? All right. Now, so that's a time one. So the only one we haven't covered so far is what? Speed. All right, so let's look at a speed one. Let's see here. S is equal to blank. D is equal to 225 miles. And time is equal to 5 hours. Okay? The box? Really? Seriously? It means something is missing. Wow. I'm not sure we... All right. Anyway, let's back to the problem. All right. S is equal to distance over time, or distance divided by time. So we plug in our information. S is equal to 225 over 5. So that means we're dividing 5 into 225. Goes 4 times, be 20, remainder 2. Bring down my 5. 5 into 25 goes 5 times. 25, be 0. So I went 45 miles per hour. Okay, Celine? Sure? Okay. All right, let's look at one other one before I turn you loose on your work. That's what I'm trying to see here. Let's look at number 12. Number 12 says, I travel 2.5, speed, where'd it go? There it is. I have speed is equal to 2.5 feet per second, and my distance is 1 mile, and I'm looking for time. Oops. Y'all sure do. All right. So time, once again, time is equal to distance over speed. Okay? We know that distance is what? 1 mile. So time is equal to 1 mile over 2.5 feet per second. Okay? Now, we have to have the same unit of measurement. Feet and miles are not the same. So, that means that time is equal to 5,280 feet over 2.5 feet per second. Yep. No, I just made that up so y'all would memorize the wrong number. Yes. 5,280. All right, now, so what you have then is you have this. 5,280 over 1 divided by 2.5, because we're dealing with fractions. Okay? Well, that's 5,280 divided by over 1 divided by 5 over 2. I just changed the mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay? And then that is 5,280 over 1 times 2 over 5, because we do the reciprocal of the fraction. Okay? Now, we can Jimmy Neutron. 5, we know that 5 goes into 5,280 because 5,280 ends in a 0. So 5 will go into it. Okay, so 5 into that goes once, 0, 5, 6, 1,056 over 1 times 2 over 1. And 1,056 is what? 2,112 feet. Or wait, no, hang on here. Seconds. 2,112 seconds. Because they were wanting time. 2,112 seconds. In minutes, 35 minutes roughly. Well, but you're going 2.5 feet per second, so that means you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. Your homework. Your homework is this. 16.3, 1 through 14. Okay? All right. Now,